Hello, everyone. We'll wait for a few minutes and let everyone join the session, and then we will begin. Okay.
Hi everyone, good evening. So, good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening.
All right. Cool. So
So
we'll
we'll
continue.
continue.
I don't know
I don't
what's
know
the
what's the
sounding.
sounding.
I think we have an echo problem.
There is, right?
It's gone now. It's okay.
Okay.
All
It
good.
was for the time being.
Yeah.
Okay. So everyone, FIT2, and I'm Sunil Panda. I think everyone can see there. I'm Sunil Panda, and Pratik is another co-tutor. I'm lecturing this unit as well as tutoring this unit. For most of you who um, uh, to give you an idea, this is a tough unit, and you got to give your 100%. Even when I say it's a tough unit, there is a lot of things to learn, and yeah, definitely it's going to give you a lot of confidence when you enter industry. You'll be learning how to develop enterprise web applications and a lot of advanced stuff that includes a lot of extra Java frameworks like Spring Boot, Spring MVC. You'll also learn about the modern time recent framework like AngularJS, and you'll also have good exposure to containerize and using Docker, and cloud deployment using Amazon ECS, Elastic Cluster Service. That sounds too much, isn't it? Well, this is a brief introduction to this unit. Before we start with week one, I'll give you a bit of introduction about myself. I'm Sunil Panda. I'm basically from India, and I've been lecturing and tutoring this unit since 2014. And I work at NAB as a bank in Australia, and I do evening part-time casual lecturing and tutoring at Monash. I'll give some time for Pratik to introduce himself before we go further down the street. Pratik, you want to
Hello.
say a few words?
Yes. Hi. Hello, everyone. I'm Pratik. I'm gonna be your co-tutor for FIT 5042. I finished my master's from Monash last year, and currently I'm working with MyDNA as an application developer. I've been working with working in the industry for for past 3 years, and I have been working on various Java and JavaScript based frameworks, and I'm looking forward to help you guys and teach you guys. Thank you.
Right. So you guys can see me, right? So what we will do is we'll have a brief introduction about each other. I believe we should know each other very well to work closely in getting to this completing this specific unit. I want one by one. Let's start with Dong Hang Chen. You can unmute yourself and your video. You can show up to your friends who you are and give a 2-line introduction about where you're from, which course you are doing, what are your academic interests are, and what is your expectations from this unit.
Dong, you're on mute. Again.
Oh, sorry, I interfere. Maybe you can unmute yourself.
Now, can everyone hear me? Yeah, hello everyone.
Yeah, nice to see you, Dong. For everyone who hasn't seen Dong, here it is.
Yeah.
So, yep.
My name is Donghen Zhang, and I come from China. You know, I studied here for about a year already. And as for my expect for this course, I think just to learn something useful, maybe useful in my future work, I think. Okay.
Nice. So, Dong, what are your interests regarding web applications?
Well, it's not very clear at present.
Cool. As and when we go down the road, you'll see what you are bracing yourself. Ziaz Cheng Huang, Travis.
Yeah. Hello. Can you hear me?
Right. We can hear. Can see you.
Okay. Wait a minute. Okay, can you see me?
Right.
Oh yeah. Hi everyone. My name is Jia Xiang, and you can also call me Travis. And I'm currently majoring in information technology. I hope after this semester, after this unit, I can get a deep insight about Java or enterprise application like this. And hope to make friends with you guys.
Do you have any experience working with Java?
Oh yeah, my bachelor degree is software engineering.
Oh, that's great. So we are looking forward to see some classic stuff from you.
Oh, okay.
Where did you do your bachelor's from?
Oh yeah, in my own country, China.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm from China.
If I may ask, which university?
Oh, which university? Let me think. It's Changsha Technology, and sorry, I don't know the English name of my university. Maybe I need to look up.
Oh, that's all right. No worries. Cool. Nice meeting you, Travis.
Oh yeah, nice to meet you.
Yeah. So next is Qiang Wong.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I'm Ke Yang Wang. I come from China, and I'm Master of Information Technology, and this is my second semester. In this unit, I hope I can, same like others, I hope I can learn some useful things for the future job. Yeah, that's all.
Definitely. Definitely, Keong. What you have to do is when the tutor hour is just 2 hours and lecturing hour is just 2 hours, you have to put yourself another 8 hours.
Yeah, okay.
There is enough learning in this unit, and the exposure after you complete this unit, when you go to industry, I can assure you, you have a good standing point. Be it programming, be it JavaScripting, be it containerization, Docker, web services, you will be up to the point. Just you have to show your dedication, keep the spirits up. All right.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Next would be Penhao Ma, Jetma. Can you unmute yourself?
Okay, can everyone hear me? Yeah.
Good afternoon.
My name is Peng Hao Ma. Yeah, you can call me Jet. That was my English name. And I'm the IT student. This is my third semester. For this unit, I'm not sure. I'm not sure clearly because I'm always use the Java SE. Yeah, I just know the Java EE was for the web developing, so I'm not sure about this because that was the web. Sometimes I always coding on for the backend. Sometimes I used to call the program as the C code. Yeah, that was the beginning of my code experience. So yeah, Java EE. For me, Java EE is the new things.
All right. Do you have any experience working with Java?
Just a little bit a coding experience, but that was just what was some little programming, not the large project. Yeah.
Cool. I'm sure we are going to see how we can build some good products in this
Yeah.
unit.
Okay.
You make sure that you stay, keep your dedication and
Mhm.
your involvement, enthusiasm up in this unit.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Cool. Thank you, Pen. How do you spell your name? Pen Hao?
Peng Hao. Yeah. My last name is Ma. In Chinese pronunciation, we always call the last name at first. So you can call me Ma Peng Hao or Peng Hao Ma. That was always okay. And if that pronunciation is for you is hard, so you can call me Jet.
Okay, I can call you Jazz. It's easy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's easy for you, I know. So I type it on my name.
We'll do it a little quick. So who is next? Samprit Amit Kumar.
Yeah, I'm Shamprit Amit Kumar. I don't have much of experience in Java, but I've been doing a little of competitive programming. So I know about Java. I've done a little bit of groundwork and enterprise application development. I know a little bit, not much though, but yeah, just know very basic level. I'm passionate to become a full stack developer, so this is one of the reasons why I decided to take up this unit. I'm majoring in Masters of Information Technology.
Cool. Seeing your ambitions, definitely, that's why you had this unit.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, this unit will not disappoint you. Probably challenge you even more. Let's see
Looking
how
at
far
the
we can do that.
tutorials PDF, I was intimidated. I was like, oh my god, I was thrown away looking so much of pages to read over there. Yeah.
So, all right. Thanks, Samprit. Next is Cesar Janikaram.
Yeah, hi. Hello, everyone. My name is Shesha, and I'm doing my master's in information technology, and I'm in my third semester now. So, speaking about the expectations from the unit, so I already have a little bit of work experience in Spring and Hibernate, and also a little bit about MVC and Android application development. So my focus on this unit will mainly to learn a lot more about Spring and Angular and Docker. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Cool. Get ready to be challenged, Cesar. You're
Yep.
going to keep your enthusiasm up till the end. All right.
Yes.
There will be a lot of areas which will not be examinable, but there is a lot of things to learn. Probably when you go to work or show up for an interview, you have something really good in your CV.
Yeah.
All
Correct.
right. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Cesar.
Yeah.
Next is Tarun.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tarun. I'm from India as well. I'm currently pursuing my master's in IT. I've been fortunate enough to grab a couple of internships where I worked as a full stack developer. So I do have knowledge about HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, and JavaScript, and how do they work, and REST API, and a little bit of PHP. And last semester, I was working as a research assistant at Monash, where I developed an application on Vue.js and hosted it on using Google Firebase. So yes, I do have some experience, and also S3 bucket on AWS. I hosted a static website over there as well. EC2, not so much currently. And my expectation lies that my knowledge level is in bits and pieces right now. It's gathered from here and there and self-learning. So I want to move it in a strategic way so that in the end, I do have some quality projects to showcase in my resume.
Great. So you are like you have already covered so many other frameworks, PHP and other things. You have any experience working with Java and its frameworks?
If you say other libraries like jQuery, Ajax, these kind of libraries, I do.
Okay, Vue is a JavaScript, just like Angular or anything. My question was like, have you worked with Java in Java environment?
No, not currently. Complete
Okay.
Java, no. Yeah.
Okay, you have worked. You have some experience with programming, but not exactly with Java.
Yeah, last semester actually we had a subject called software engineering, and we developed an application in Java environment. But the work that we distributed, mine was more of front end, and my teammates developed the backend part of it. So we did use Spring Boot and MVC and Java, but I'm not that confident that I can actually boast about it. Yeah.
Cool. Let's see if you keep your engine till the end. Probably Spring is going to Spring. We will cover two aspects from Spring. Spring is very vast. One is MVC and another is Boot, and then we'll Dockerize those solutions and we'll then deploy it in ECS cluster. Probably Samprit was talking sometimes back about it. Sorry, Cesar was asking about it. So that's like the flag end of this course, where we are not actually expecting you guys to like demonstrate that, but we wanted to share that knowledge. But yeah, sufficient help will be given if you strive your hard work and keep your dedication to do it yourself. So Tarun, we'll go on with other guys. Good,
Thank you so much.
good with your programming language, but I'm afraid you don't have any Java experience. You see how it goes for the first 2 weeks, and then we'll see. All right.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much.
So Z Chen. Z Chen, you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
And
can you see me? I do not know how to open my camera.
That's fine. You can.
Okay. Hello everyone. My name is Shi Chen, and I'm from China. This is my third semester of the master degree for the MIT, and the reason why I pick this unit because first Java language is the most I use the most I use this I learn this language and use this most, and I'm familiar with it. And the second reason is I interest in the web developer, because I know in China the job of web developer is now the most popular, and it's easy to find a job, and so this is why I should pick this unit.
Zichen,
Yeah.
if I may say, if you're looking or looking just after job,
Yeah.
and you have taken this unit, I'll say, well, don't focus on job as in
Yeah.
for this
Yeah.
unit.
No, yes, the job is not the most important reason. It's just a small reason for me to pick this unit. So
Okay, the reason for choosing this unit is absolutely you have interest to develop web applications.
yes, and
And
last semester I picked the Android development, and it's used Java and a lot of coding of Java. So I also picked this unit this semester.
because if you go to job market saying I know Java, probably you won't land up in a job. But if you say I know frameworks that uses Java, probably you have better chances.
Okay.
All right, so
Yeah.
learn things in this unit, and then job will come running after you. You don't have to go after jobs. All right.
Yes. Yes.
Cool. Okay, we have last Xiaoqie Chen. Xiaoqie Chen. Sorry
Yes.
if my spelling is not good.
Hi everyone. Nice to see you guys. And can you see me?
Yes.
Can you hear? Oh, okay. I come from China as well, and now I stay at my home. Because of Australia ban, I can't go to Australia. At the beginning, at my semester 1, this is my semester 2. So I think that's why my English is not very well. It's limited. So sometimes the most difficult thing for me is to follow the class and to understand what you are saying. So I just hope I can figure out figure out all the things about this class and pass the exam. That's what I expectation. Yeah.
So you are in China at the moment?
Yes, at China, at my home.
So you have completed 2 semesters staying in China?
I just finished the 1 semester. This is my 2nd semester. Yeah.
So I'm asking, so you completed semester 1 and you're starting with semester 2.
Yes.
Staying in China only.
Yes. Yes.
All
exactly.
right. Hopefully the COVID situation settles down and things will sort out, hopefully. Cool. So do you have any knowledge about Java?
At the semester 1, I learned the basic knowledge about Java, and I think this is really fun. I think the logic of Java, because it make every big thing to become the separated object. I think this is really interesting. So that's what I learned.
Cool. So you have some programming knowledge on Java. This unit will be a little tough than the basic foundation unit of Java. And this unit will be focused on creating web applications using Java frameworks. All right. Cool. Thank you, everyone. Let me go through a few things that if any place you don't understand, or if you don't think we are in the same page, or we have any issues, you can use the chat at the moment. The chat window is actively open in my second monitor, so I can see what is happening. So if you drop me a message or unmute yourself and speak, we can interact and see things how we go. So this is your first lab. We have two tasks, that is part 1 and part 2. So this is your Moodle. Let me hide this. All right. So this is your Moodle. How many of you have seen your Moodle page? Everyone? I expect so. So in your Moodle, there is something called as lecture material. So here you get information about lectures. Here is about eFolio. So every lab that you do, at the end of the lab, you need to update this document. This is very important. This is very important because at the end of the semester, there is some marks towards the final assignment that you have done and the final assessment. Final assignment is the project work that you submit. In that final project work, there is 10% allocated to your eFolios. So all the weekly tasks that you do, that has to be updated in your Google Drive. So everybody have access to their Google Drives? So they should be having. I'm not expecting an answer. You should know where your Google Drive is. If you don't know, you can go to your email, and from the email, you can click on Google Drive. You will be taken to your Google Drive. In your Google Drive, you have to set up a folder in this naming convention, FIT 5042 eFolio, your name and your student ID. So if I'm in my drive, don't tell me my internet is slow. No. So once you have your drive open, you create a folder here, or you upload it, give it a name as prescribed here, and share it with me and Pratik. So out of you 11, some of you belong to Pratik's tutorial, and remaining some belongs to my tutorial. So based on your tutor, share it accordingly. All right. So once that is done, you need to keep a track record of what you have learned every week. Studio One, what is your learning? The things that you have submitted, all those details will be present in Studio One. So what this document will contain is what is here. This is a sample eFolio document. The first pages is the information, first 2 pages. From the 3rd page onwards, you need to first provide how do you evaluate yourself for the work that you have submitted. Is it pass work, credit, distinction, or high distinction? Just highlight it as yellow. And I will provide you with if it is pass, credit, D or HD. For each task that you have, you should have your answers, screenshots, and link to code repository. Try to understand link to code repository and the URLs means you need to provide me something like a GitLab link, GitLab or GitHub link. You know, if you say so there is something called as GitHub. So you need to create an account for yourself in GitHub. GitHub is free, all right? And you need to share, keep it free, and then you need to share the link of the project in your eFolio document. The link to code repository, you need to share the link of your GitHub. So whatever project work that you do should be at the, before you submit, you should put it to the GitHub repository. You can use anything, either GitHub, you can use GitHub or GitLab, anything. All right.
Hi, Sunil. I had a question.
Yeah, Tarun.
Sorry. Do we have to make a new GitHub account with our student email address of Monash, or if we have an existing GitHub ID, we can use that?
That's a good question. If you have an existing thing, you can use it. I have no issues, but make sure you should be able to share that with me.
Yeah. Okay. After every commit, after every push, I can send you the ID and the link to it.
No.
Okay.
You don't have to send me after every push. You need to. So you will not send me anything. You will simply update this document.
Okay.
And this document is called eFolio document. And this eFolio document should be present in your drive. And that drive should be shared with me. Do I make sense?
Yeah, you do.
All right.
Thanks.
Okay, download speed is there. Good. Good. So everybody on the same page or have any questions here? Look, if you have any questions, you should immediately ask. Don't keep it. So your sequence is?
So should the repositories be private and should we add you as the collaborators, or is it just the link and a public repository?
Cool. So it has to be public, else I won't be able to access it. All right. And if it is, another good thing is that if you're doing your activities in Bitbucket, GitLab, or GitHub. And tomorrow when you go to work and you show that you have some work, probably if you are applying for a coding job, probably they will go up your profile and they will see, okay, this guy is actually doing some work here, you see? They can simply see, okay, he's working on things, so he knows coding. He can see, they can see some commit history and all these things. So this is going to aid you out in an interview. All right. So create a repository. For example, like I've created one called FIT5042 folder. FIT5042 S2 2020, something like that. You can create it, and then you can create week 1, week 2, week 3, everything under it.
All right, thank you. Yeah.
All right, and the link, it has to be public because this is public. You can access it. Everybody can. If you hit this URL, you'll be able to access it. All right. So what you got to do is keep your work organized. Week 1, week 2, week 3, likewise. All right. And if you have week 1, task 1, week 2, task 2, keep it in separate folder. And this, after you have done your work, commit it to the GitHub or GitLab. I prefer GitHub, but if you prefer GitLab, you can use it. I will share you a quick document. You can directly commit to GitHub from stuff, but everything is same. You just have to check the Git status, check the Git difference, add and commit, and then push. So just learn a bit about Git. It's very essential. Even when you go to industry, no one's gonna teach you this, but yeah, you can do a quick 1-hour thing about how to do Git. All right. Once you do that, once you set up your drive, share it with me, and each week, Friday or Saturday, Friday, probably end of the week, I'll be checking your work on Saturdays or Sundays before Monday. So you have 5 days time to update this document into your drive folder and share it with me. All right. So we started from here, your Moodle. You need to set up your eFolio. I have already talked about it for last 15 minutes. I hope everyone is on the same page. All right, so we have week 1 exercise specification. So I will share you one document related to how to use GitLab. Well, it's up to you. Just make the visibility of your repository as public. And in your document of the eFolio, you need to share me screenshots and the link to your code. Do I make sense?
Yeah, all good.
Cool. All right. So we had this. I'll probably talk about this again in the lecture, but yeah, because for you guys, lecture is happening. So tutorial is happening before lecture. Don't think you are at any disadvantage. You're not in any disadvantage. You just have to keep your work going on. Awesome. I'll probably switch to okay, then it's fine. All right, so we'll go through the exercise specification. sorry, before we go there. So here you have in your lab resources, you have exercise specification PDF and a student exercise version provided to you. All right, you need to download this. Make sure you keep all your work in very organized format. I expect the work that you do has to be very well organized. I don't want you to keep week 1 work somewhere, week 2 work somewhere. You will be logically building things from week 1 to week 2 to week 3, henceforth. Your work should be well organized. Git is one way to organize it, but you should keep things well organized. What does that mean? I'll show you. So, okay. Okay, so this is my. I know some. How many of you are using Windows?
I'm using Windows.
So I have one person with Windows, Samprit with Windows.
I'm using Windows as well.
So 2% with Windows. Cool. For the Windows user, if you can install a virtual box and put CentOS or any Linux-based operating system and work there, it'll be easy for you guys to work, because Java is open source and works well when you work in kind of Linux environment or with Linux kernels, it works good. Well, still JVM is independent. So a JVM is different for Windows and different for Mac and different from other Linux thing, because JVM implements your bytecodes dot class. So but the folder structure in anything is the same. So I'm using Mac, and I'm keeping everything organized in a folder under documents. So under documents, I have created a folder called FIT5042, and I'm having things like for the lab, week 1, week 2, week 3, and for lecture, I don't have anything yet. For the notes, what notes I'm having, and training, what I'm doing, and some libraries and thing like that. All right. So for you, there will be FIT5042, and then lecture and lab. In the lab, it should be week 1, then week 1, part 1, week 1, part 2. You should keep it organized in the same structure. It is for your convenience. All right. So you first have to download this student version. And once you download the student version, you'll see something like bunch of files there. You'll find some files there. All these empty files are provided to you. All right. They don't have any contents. You need to fill that up. Before we start filling that up, we'll have to go through the XS specification. So this is the studio notes, and so the objective is to introduce to Eclipse, understand what Java interface is, different design patterns, and the architecture. So today's lab, you have 2 tasks. Part 1 is for the pass level, and the things that you have to submit in your eFolio is being provided to you here. And then there is task 2. So before we could start anything, we need to have an editor to work with. And we'll be using a lot of editors this semester. But for the first 4 weeks, we'll be using Eclipse. Eclipse is the IDE, and Glassface is the web server. All right. So for that, I'm sharing you something. You better copy this into your notepad. I don't know where the chart window went. Where's the chat window? Sorry guys, I'm searching for the chat window.
Place a message so that it helps you.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. Did it pop up?
That's very weird.
Alt plus H should give you the chat window.
Alt plus H. No, I couldn't get it.
Cannot?
Let me. This is weird. Where did you go? Sorry, what's there?
If you also go to the toolbar at the above, there is meeting view. So on the view, you can show chat is there option on the top.
On the top view.
Show chat.
I'm not getting that show chat. I'm getting close chat.
So it's already open somewhere. So it is, I think, on your Mac screen, it is that some window is open there.
All right. Let me find it out. Okay, guys, give me a moment before we take a break. I'll give you a proper break before we do things. So don't worry.
You may also try close it and then open chat. That might work.
All right. So guys, I'll be taking a quick break for 2 minutes. Sorry, it's 6:57 now. I'm actually going on a break for 5 minutes. I expect you guys to be there at 7:02, maybe 7:04 now. All right, cool. Okay, there is chat here. Where was it? Okay. So during this break window, make sure everybody has downloaded the things that I have asked. You don't need to install anything, but you have downloaded the right stuff. Welcome back, guys. So the first link that I shared with you is this. Remember, there are a lot of recent versions for the Eclipse, and there could be version issues. So I prefer you to use 2019 12 R version. So there are multiple versions available. So you need to use this link and download based on your OS. If it is a Windows, use this. If it is a Mac, use this link. If it is a Linux, use this. For the people who are using Windows or Linux, it's not going to Windows or Mac or Linux, it's not going to make a difference. You need to use this link to download the Eclipse IDE. All right. And the second thing is, before you could actually go ahead with Eclipse, you need to open up your terminal, or for the Windows person, for the Windows guys, you can use your command prompt and check if Java is installed first.
I'm sorry to interrupt. We can't see the screen.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry, I haven't shared my screen. I'm going to do that. Sorry. So where I was I have sent you some. I've sent you guys in the chat. That chat window went away. That's so funny. Scroll. Okay, in the chat window, I have provided some links. All right, download and install Eclipse. You need to go to this link, use appropriate links based on your operating system, and download this. All good? Second is, once you download and before you install Eclipse, you need to have your JVM running to check if you have Java installed or not. you can run a simple command, that is Java -version in your terminal or whatever. You can find where Java is present, okay, which version of Java is running. So you can have multiple JVM running, but make sure you have at least somewhere a JVM running. Were you guys able to hear me properly? Because my earphone was lying somewhere else. Hello?
Sunil, we can hear you.
Okay, great. So once you see, right, thanks guys. Sorry, once you see this is present, you could actually run a command. Great. Already 2% have shared me a folder. Great. Thank you guys. Very diligent. I will accept that later. Elliot. Okay. So Elliot is one of the co-tutor for this unit. He has he's one of the excellent guys you'll probably meet. So if you run this command, Java, okay, he hasn't. Okay, cool. Don't worry too much. So once you have your Eclipse ready, everybody has installed Eclipse now? 11 is too advanced. Java 11 is too advanced. Zakian Chen, but you can have multiple installation. So Java 11 is paid one, if you know. So after 8, 9, 10, 11, they're all enterprise paid support. So please use Java 1.8. So that's Java 8 runtime environment. You can have multiple runtime environment. Right, as Pratik has said,
Guys, we have actually tested the code on different Eclipse versions, and especially with the latest version. So there was a few issues that we faced, and hence we would highly recommend you guys to install 2019 version 12 and Enterprise Edition. Hello?
yeah, so just a second. I think I'm not going to share my monitor next time because it's creating a lot of distraction for me. I'll probably go ahead with simply one monitor because the windows where they're going, I'm not able to keep a track of it. All right. Resume share. Okay, so once you do it, you should be able to just a second. Yep. So there is a command. I'll show you. Take this here. So there is a command called user lib executive java home. So if you run this command, see, if you run this command, it will tell you what installations of Java you have. If you have specific version, you can check it from here. It will give you the path where the virtual machine is running. All right. So yeah, that's just for your information. Nothing much, but yeah, let's start with today's exercise part 1. So part 1 exercise is very simple. There is no complexity involved here. It consists of a main driver class. Main driver class means it has the main program. Then there is an interface called property repository interface. And then you have a factory class. So you need to understand what the factory design does. And then there is one implementer class. And then there is one entity class or a POJO class. So these files are actually templates are provided to you in your student version. All right, and you got to use them by creating a project. So I'll show you what you ought to do. Keep it abreast. So you got to create a Java project. Once you land up with your Eclipse IDE, just do right click, new project, a Java project, click Java, and then Java project, say next. And give it a name, like I'll call it as week 1, part 1, because you have 2 parts, right? Part 1 and part 2. Part 1, and call it lab because I'm doing it in lab. And I need to keep it in a specific location that I have showed you. So for me, the workspace for Eclipse is FIT5042, but the place where I need to keep it is lab week 1. All right. So actually week 1, part 1. Oh, that's okay because I have a different name also, so it'll be fine. So my environment, runtime environment is all fixed. I don't have to make any change. Create a new project. And output has to be bin of your project folder path. So if you have multiple projects, it will have some issues, but don't worry. Should be good. Say finish. Output path has changed. That's okay. That's fine. So it will ask you to change the perspective. So Eclipse has got something called as perspective. So if you're working with Java, it is Java perspective. If you're working with web, it will give you a web perspective. Basically, if you open a specific perspective, you can use different palettes and tools in the editor. But I don't need any. I think basic. What did I do? Shit. That's fine. Simply Java project. Next. Project name is week 1, part 1, lab. I don't want to use default location. Lab, week 1. All right. And then it says it's already exists. Why it already exists? Okay, don't worry. Just create a new folder here. I'll call it as part 1 and lab 1. Then okay, week left. Stupid. Okay, finish. No. I don't know what's going on.
Refresh will help if I'm not wrong.
Okay, week 1, part 1, lab 1. I don't want to use a default location. I want to keep it properly. Okay, part 1 open in this path. That's why I hate these IDs. Let me go and clear that folder paths, whatever it is there. All right, if you get this kind of issues, then just wait or exit Eclipse. Yes, exit. Okay, meanwhile, that exits and come back. Meanwhile, we'll proceed. So what you have to do is you have to create a Java project with this package structure. So you keep your entities under entity package. And what is entity is a very special thing. So as in when we progress, because the web applications usually talk with database sometime. In week 1, part 1 or week 1 lab, you don't have any database. But to give you an idea of how to organize your package and structure, entity has been provided to you. So you keep your those physical representation of any classes in entity class, and then you have a driver class, which is real estate agency, which should have the main class. And then you have a Tutex repository, which has repository classes, something that does kind of saving it to or serializing to something like a file system or something like that, which we call it as repository. We are not using any database. In this specific exercise, you will be using a file system or an in-memory array list to run or to save the content, whatever you're going to interact with. So property repository is an interface. Why we use an interface? Because it's a good way to design where we have define or the declarations of all functions or methods. So if you want to say, okay, I can add property, I can remove property, I can list property. So you got to put all these method declarations in an interface. And in the implementation class, where you implement a specific interface, you got to override all the methods declared in the interface. And when you override those methods, you have to provide the implementation. That is, you need to declare. So there is two things here. One is method definition, one is method declarations. In your interface, you just have the declarations. And the class which implements it, you need to provide the definition of it. So once you organize into the structure, if you see your task, you can read from here, look into step 1, step 2, or you can directly have a look here. If you open the show view task tab, it'll show up here. Just give me a moment. My Eclipse has hanged, has not come back yet. So sorry. What happened to my Eclipse? I think I have run into trouble where I'm unable to unable to close the Eclipse properly and neither able to restart Eclipse. to demonstrate you guys. So